Hello, welcome to HCC MovieMakers Academy Movie Reviews. I'm Trey Dixon, and I just saw Tracks. Tracks is the new biographical adventure drama from director John Curran and screenwriter Marion Nelson. It stars Mia Wasikowska and Adam Driver. The film follows the simple yet uplifting story of Robin Davidson, a young woman who embarks upon a 1,700-mile journey across Western Australia accompanied by 4 camels and her dog.
Dear Sir, I am planning to walk across the Australian desert from Alice Springs to the Indian Ocean, a distance of 2,000 miles. And when people ask me why I am doing it, my usual answer is why not?
Your plan is ridiculous.
You must be mad, girlie. You know, that's about 2,000 miles. 6 months of hard walking.
You want to die out there or something?
I'm so alone.
We all are.
Now, I didn't know a lot going into this movie. I am very familiar with Mia Wasikowska. She's had a very busy year. Earlier this year, she did Only Lovers Left Alive and recently came out with Maps to the Stars. And even earlier, The Double, which is the new Richard Ayoade film. She's always done very great supporting work, but I've never actually seen her in a lead performance other than Alice in Wonderland, which is a terrible movie, obviously, at least I think so. So I was a little skeptical, having the entire weight of the film burdened on her shoulders. That being said, guys, Tracks is one of the biggest surprises I've had at the movie theaters all year. It is certainly one of the best cinematic experiences I've had this year, and I would highly recommend it. It is one of the most powerful, most emotionally resonant, delicately directed, subtly performed films I've seen all year, and I really think that it speaks to the introvert in all of us. Now, I might be a little biased because I really enjoy that kind of stuff. I consider myself to be an introvert, so while I was watching the movie, I was saying to myself, wow, this is a movie made for me. But I think that everybody can relate to this movie on some extent. At the same time, there are several issues about the way that it was put together that I would like to address, being that it had narration that worked. I don't like narration in movies. I think that narration is just an excuse for the filmmakers to express certain things that they aren't capable of expressing through images and just have the characters explain what's going on inside their heads, but this movie's not the case. It served as an extension of the character, and it really sort of aided with this kind of meditative, almost reflective tone. It reminded me of a Terrence Malick movie in a lot of ways, and it feels like the whole movie was really just an experience that was being relived by somebody who'd already experienced it. So that in turn puts the audience in the position of somebody who's already felt all of these feelings and already experienced all these emotions. It's a very meditative piece of work, and it's really relaxing, very zen feeling, something very akin to, like I said, Terrence Malick's Tree of Life. Also, to some extent, Jerry, which is the old Gus Van Sant film starring Matt Damon and Casey Affleck. Really great piece of work. How did Mia Wasikowska do? Great. Absolutely wonderful. One of the best performances I've seen all year. She's becoming one of my favorite actresses. She's getting a lot of work, and she really deserves it. Adam Driver also does a very good job. She plays her sort of love interest who happens across her journey in several periods. He plays a photographer who's documenting her journey as she goes these 1,700 miles. He works for National Geographic. And another thing that I really liked is how the media is portrayed in this film and how it's juxtapositioned with this very solitary existence that she's living. You don't ever see the media's perspective. It's all from her position, but at the same time, you get a sense of how the rest of the world views this very personal experience of hers, and I really like that neat juxtaposition. I liked the conflict that she had. I liked that she was reliving a bunch of her ghosts. She had a lot of ghosts from the past that came up and sort of made themselves prevalent as the film went on. A lot of sadness occurs during her journey. She experiences loneliness, heartbreak, and ultimately, I felt maybe even a little bit of redemption. It's a very interesting film, very meditative. I've said that already, but that's my initial reaction. It's a very meditative film. I think that not everybody's going to appreciate it. It's sad, it's slow, there's very little action, but as I've grown older, I think I realize I kind of like that stuff. So if that's something that you'd like, I would recommend you definitely see it. I'm a little strange. I really like that kind of stuff. If you're like me, I would highly recommend it. Ultimately, Tracks is a wonderful film, one of the best surprises I've had in cinemas all year. It's not for everybody, but I certainly enjoyed it. I would give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, go see it if you're like me. Thank you for watching HCC MovieMakers Academy Movie Reviews. We are brought to you by HCC TV. Visit our website at www.hccs.edu and take a class. We're filmmakers and we love filmmaking. We'd love to have you here. Thank you very much. I'm Trey Dixon. See you next time.